3-0. If C9 can close it out here.
So you're saying reverse sweeps?
Impossible. Not impossible, just haven't happened, Kobe, and these teams have been playing very close. I would say compared to the other two series, these have been a close 2-0, whereas the other ones felt like stomps. And I think TSM are within their right to make it back here.
And something interesting with that, specifically with this matchup, is that Cloud9 only change their players when they lose a game, right? So we have not seen Golden Glue or Sven Skaren in this match yet because they've just continued winning, and Ripper likes to keep the ones who are winning in there. Let's see if TSM can actually push that next level out of Cloud9. This is their time to pull out all of the stops. They have to make it happen here or their season ends. The first that would be TSM season ending this early. They would never have this much time on their hands.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Ever in League of Legends history. Oh man, so Cloud9 and TSM as the picks and bans evolve. You can see C9 back to leaving Aurelia up and available, back to 2 jungle bans towards Grig. I want to see if his Sejuani is up. Jat talked about Grig getting engaged champions. I agree, Sej has been his best champion. I want to see if that gets picked up in the first phase. We can see Kai'Sa in for Cloud9, but this time there is no Galio to help with the hard dive team. It might be another new comp on C9's side.
Yeah, I think that's a really good ban from TSM, adjusting to what Cloud9 have been doing, even though they are leaving up another option for Blabber, right? Last time they banned Camille. I think the protection is something that is more important. There are not a lot of options for protecting divers as much as there are options for divers themselves.
Well, Rakan's going to be picked up. Xayah seems likely, and you can wait on that pick, of course. There's already a Kai'Sa picked up for C9, so that can go a little bit later. Aatrox's going to be blinded on TSM's side, and the champion has looked good, don't get me wrong, but it's been C9 winning both games despite playing both sides of that matchup. The Hecarim is available if you want to flex that one yet again, but I am, again, very curious what C9 thinks is important here. They can grab that Braum that Jat talked about leaving up. They can grab some more of their divers, just none of that Galio.
Yeah, I am expecting Cloud9 to once again go with these offensive picks, but I'm curious to see what will be their Galio replacement. What will be their lining of defense for these divers? They've got one
mid.
Yeah, well,
that's the one.
They've already got one. They've got Hecarim. So that could still very clearly be Blabber or Licorice opting into the same matchup that he just had with Haunser.
I really expect to see Xayah here because I think she does work very well in those diving teams.
Yeah, and once you already have Rakan.
Yeah, unless you're really worried about Grig losing his champions. Like if you want to play something like Vayne to stealth and kite things, like there are champions that can work that aren't Xayah, but that's the pick here. We expect Aatrox top lane, as you've mentioned before in the draft. That's still a flexible champion, but I expect TSM to pick a jungle in mid next phase, and so Cloud9 will probably ban in response to that. Meanwhile, C9 need a mid laner and a flexible top jungler.
Yeah, we'll see if they actually focus their bans on the mid lane or if they continue to whittle down on possible jungle champion pools to force this into a more optimal Hecarim top lane. And that's actually what it looks like it's going to be. They want to force it to be that Hecarim top once again.
Not going to wait, just getting rid of the C9 dive options, maybe make them forced to more of a conventional team fight situation, but of course Xayah can put out so much damage that might be hard.
Yeah. I mean, excuse me, force them to have the Hecarim as a jungle because they take away more jungle options. The Camille is another one. Obviously, that was very successful for Blabber first time around, but there's your Aurelia. Not going to be on the table this time around for Bjergsen.
I really am curious what comes through here because I think there's so many branching paths available on both sides here. Just curious what they think the most threatening comp that the other team would consider is. You mentioned the Camille, 2 for 2, Kobe. Beautiful stuff on this one. Blabber, again, can still play something like Graves, but that is 3 aggro junglers off the table. Can still just play the Hecarim. That can still be an option. We might get another Ornn game out of Licorice on the top side, as Skarner is another engaged champion off, but Sejuani is still up, and I agree with Jat. I want to see that on Grig here. Yeah,
Sejuani's up. That would leave the option, if TSM early picked it, for Cloud9 to go with the Trundle and try and shred resistances, you know, the constant counter into Sejuani that we have seen. However, Trundle has been the target of some nerfs recently, and they started to whittle away at his power. We've seen a lot of teams be okay with that trade and not quite so scared of the interaction where Sejuani with her passive has a lot of stats early on, and then once you use your Aftershock as well, You basically peak on stats, then your passive and your aftershock both fall off.
Oh, yeah.
Trundle, if the timing is correct and you've used your ultimate beforehand, Sejuani will then drop down very far into negative resistances and allow your team to shred her.
So C9 going for more conventional team fighting as Ryze comes through. Can still be an aggressive champion, don't get me wrong, but it's not the same as what Galio does. And they're going to go for, there's the hover on the Trundle. Yeah, seems likely, but could go for something more aggro. We've seen Xin Zhao in a lot of places, even Talia as well. What kind of texture are we looking for on C9's side? And again, that Hecarim is flexible. Just hovering every possible champion they could play. All of them viable options. They go for Talia in the jungle. Hecarim stays top, I do believe.
Yep.
And they're going to play a mage in that jungle role.
All right, this is going to be very, very snowbally here. Talia still has so much damage potential, even though she was definitely the target of a lot of nerfs at the very beginning of her peak in the jungle role. They've taken a lot of cooldowns pretty much down on her. Taken down your Q cooldowns, your W cooldown. So the early game isn't as explosive. And it does take a couple of levels for Talia to get back to her previous power. But still, when she does, we'll have that huge burst damage to pull off kills. And if you have a Ryze route to set you up, that would be one of the things I'd be looking at. The other thing is bottom lane is a very big possibility with Zeyzal back on Alistar.
Okay, so it's going to be Talia, the first Talia for Blabber in his professional career. Playing a mage in the backside. Hope he can play the team fights well. Urgot coming back in for Bjergsen, and it's again a giant front line. If you want to consider Urgot melee and Rakan melee, then it's again 4 frontliners and a Xayah.
Urgot definitely short range, but he has a few more outs.
Yeah.
And it's also interesting how Cloud9 have drafted a lot of utility for their team. Talia's wall is not often stated when it comes from the jungle role, but is very, very useful in pulling off tower dives, in corralling enemy jungle ganks that you're trying to pull off, as far as the walls that you can create with it to make people get hit by the Hecarim ultimate, or make people be on the wrong side of your Ryze Realm Warp. With Cloud9 having a lot of these utility ultimates for themselves to use, it's going to be interesting to see if they can combine things like the Ryze and Talia ultimates to pull off those plays, because that's what you like to see in professional play.
Yeah,
the game taken to another level through those creative use of utility.
Glad and hoping for that another level once again here. Keep in mind neither Xayah nor the Urgot can get over a Talia wall, so they might trap their opponents and find those aggressive plays again, but it's not the same kind of diving. TSM forcing Cloud9 to give us a new look to see if they want to complete that sweep, or if TSM can reverse their fortunes and win 3 straight. We are on to Summoner's Rift. This could be the last North American LCS game of 2018. TSM's back against the wall. And we are back onto the Rift now, Cloud9, with 3 people who were rookies this year to make their way back towards Worlds.
Yeah, what an incredible journey for these guys, working so hard in the Academy lead. Cloud9 putting more focus than almost any other team on that Academy roster, and it paid off so big for them this year.
Yeah.
When they've needed them the most, they were able to dig from their Academy team and find success in the LCS as well.
Cloud9 has been, I would say, North America's most successful organization in global competition. They have only failed to make top 8 once back in 2015. But 2013, 14, 16, and 17, they all made it out of groups or auto-qualified. C9 have been a good shower at Worlds. They went 7-0 in play-ins last time, and if they win here, they're back to play-ins in Worlds 2018.
This year has not been too different for them. In just summer, they won Academy playoffs. They won Academy Worlds, basically. And they made it to the finals in the LCS. Meanwhile, though, TSM, they have to win now. They need all of their fans behind them. Their season that has been so rocky all culminates in this point. They need to win back-to-back-to-back, reverse sweep if they want to keep it going.
See if they can do that. Red buff leash, and Blabber's going to go down towards the Krugs. A different move now for Greg. He's going for a more AoE-based clear. He's got the Raptors in his sights as Bjergsen shoves in mid, and so far for him, perfect CS. Not much of a surprise for an uncontested Urgot. Jensen with the same honor here as they're going to push back and forth. Blabber keeps the full clear going, tries to find some unspoiled ground as they keep those trades in the top side. But Hansa running Electrocute like he was last game, finds some decent trades as well. Jensen finally getting some damage towards Bjergsen, but feels pretty good for the Urgot.
Yeah, procking the phase rush there, able to chase off corrupting potions for both of them, so they should be able to sustain through the early stages of their laning phase. Grig takes over bottom Scuttle Crab, does walk over a ward, so Blabber should know that top Scuttle will be his option, will be open. He wants to finish up with these Raptors first, but then he can head right up there. Hanser is pushing in on the top side, but Licorice should be able to support him well enough to grab that Scuttle before Grig gets back over to the side of the map. That's the whole point of all these early river wards, which you see every single game. Both teams play multiple wards in the river to see the first jungler getting down to the Scuttle so that they don't get double scuttled. And here it is. Blabber should be able to finish this one.
Looks like it's going to be not much of an issue. No one's coming around him at all. So 4 camps apiece now for the junglers. And if he goes top side, he can try to fight Aatrox. Otherwise, can look for those Krugs up there.
Remember, Ignite is the summoner spell for Hecarim. He's going in now.
Looks like they know there's going to be some damage towards Hanser. Can they get the push to look good? Of course, keep in mind that E can be dangerous. And good job by Hanser getting away from that one. 2 turret shots and Blabber's at half.
Yeah, he was able to dash just barely over the seismic shove. And it is a decently long cooldown, but had a charge available. Good job there by Hanser, not having to use any summoner spells early on. The early stages of a match point game are so tense. Nobody wants to be the first one to make a mistake. Grig going in here.
And immediately pops the E, runs back with his, I don't want to be part of this one. Astrospec with the re-engage could look like miss a couple of CS, but Grig is back out of the map.
And ganks like that can still be effective. You know, mana is a very valuable resource for Hecarim. It's one of the big things for laning Hecarim. Why he wants to take so many potions and go Inspiration Secondary is both for the health regen, but also in large part with the Biscuits and Corrupting Potion, replenishing your mana so you can spam your Qs, use your E for ganks or counter ganks.
Yep.
And he's going to go off the recall. Not going to use his teleport back to lane. Going to just use an E for the speed charge and try and get back there. So Hanser can climb in CS for right now, but Licorice will importantly save his teleport for a possible cross-map play.
Yeah, a really big wave was pushed up, but Hanser kind of froze it here. So this is now half of a wave lost already. One of the casters and 2 of the melees were lost, make it now pushing back over. And okay, only about 3 CS was lost on that recall.
And that right there is a big difference from pro play to just random solo queue, right? Top laners won't want to lose out on that CS, but it's a dangerous teleport to pull off. If you immediately teleport back to that lane, you're exposed to an enemy jungle repeat gank.
Yeah.
Because it's frozen there, you have to choose between 2 bad situations. A repeat gank or losing out on some CS. Licorice does not play the greedy game, but it means that Hanser now has the big wave pushed up as well as some CS for himself.
Okay, once again, battling a little bit. Goes to the side to get away from the Hecarim, or the Aatrox W. No big problems there.
And it is going to be a top side scuttle. So since Licorice got his recall off and his item purchase, he is actually power positive versus Hanser. He does get comboed.
Oh, the flash though! Lands a bit more damage, but doesn't have the follow through. That wasn't going to be enough, and he flashes to maybe force a TP to heal, but he's okay.
Yeah, so he had Grig in this pit here. I'm not quite sure what the communication was like, if he thought that Grig could join a bit sooner, because if Grig also commits something to get over and apply the stun, then that would be enough. Since, you know, it's a Hecarim. Hecarim does not lane with flash. He's got this Ignite. So it is possible to go for those early all-ins, but because there's no extra support, Licorice gets away with just an E activation. And we talked about how much sustain he's got in Biscuits and Corrupting Potion. He can just heal back up.
And a small portion of that, probably the extra cloth armor he had grabbed on that early recall, sustained a bit more through that damage. It wasn't knocked down. Now go for the dive top side. Mithy is here, but the damage might be high. Hanser hits 6, just in time, gets away.
Oh my goodness, that minion dying at the tower allows Hanser to level up his ult, but they time it out now, and he has to respect the possible repeat dive. Hecarim ultimate, because he's 6 now too.
500 health now. Looks like that's not going to be a dive that happens. Flash 4 gets the pull back, and this could be a solo kill on a Jensen. Trying to get away. Ooh, dodges the R, staying alive.
Yeah, good dodge there by Jensen. He does have a control ward in the brush. Bjergsen, though, taking it right to him. Got to keep on your toes there for some E-flash possibilities. Let's see if they have any more junglers coming down. Mithy's been roaming around too. You've seen him on your screen during all these skirmishes. He hasn't been a huge player in the skirmishes, but they do know that this is where the play is going to be made. Zeyzal on the Alistar heading back to lane Most of the supports should reveal themselves pretty quickly there.
It's going to be a topside control. We're taken down by Grig and then a top tribe rush, so that's an easy pickup. Goes back towards Krugs, no issues there. 200 gold lead for Cloud9 overall. Mid lane down 10 for Jensen. Jungle up a camp for their jungler. Bot lane this time, Sneaky actually ahead in farm. That's really not happened so far in this series, so something nice, at least for the C9 bottom side, but 6 CS doesn't mean the world. Both got pretty good recalls off anyway. BF swords are there.
And Zazel with control of the wave as well, pushing in. They want to be the first to move, and once again, we've got an Infernal Drake as our first Drake, so the stakes of bottom lane are raised. The one with the push, the one who gets to invade and put those deep wards down, will have so much more set up for their team to try and grab that very important buff.
That play on the bottom side looks silly, but it's actually really smart. You go into Fog, you attempt to go into Fog, and you say, okay, bot lane's got to be afraid, and mid's got to be afraid. And I'm in between, I can track either. Of course, he's hatching a ward, so no one's afraid at all, but that is actually really good play. Just walk into the Fog, hope you find something. Of course, now he knows. And this is going to be a pretty easy smite. Drake should not lose this, picks up the bottom scuttle.
Yeah. The scariest S key will be the one that you press while you're in Fog of War, so no one knows where you are. Grig pulls down, clears out the control ward, so plenty of vision for TSM, protecting this bottom side and this possible dragon. Teleport's not available for the top laner, so it is going to be up to junglers now who have hit level 6.
Stays out of the vision. They're not even rushing to knock down that minion. Oh, all right, he's fine. And now Blabber can again cheat up, but there is that one ward in this brush. And unless they control ward it, and they don't have one, Blabber's spotted here.
Yeah, in addition to that, the TSM bottom lane have been playing very defensively, so hard one to pull off. When the minions do pull like that, though, he had a little inkling.
Yeah.
There is some vision in there.
Yeah, if you walk forward and don't press S, you'll just auto-attack when they get in range, or you can watch them kind of re-navigate towards you. Either one works. And it's in case the minions have already aggroed, just walk up and hands off the keyboard, and your champion will tell you if you're spotted.
Unless you turn off your
which makes you a bad player.
auto.
If you turn off auto-attacking, I think you're wrong. I guess you can A move inside the brush. That'll probably work too. Either way, they found it out, and it wasn't too much time lost. Gold's still very, very close, 14.4K. Like old modems in this one. That's a reference most won't get.
All right, well, we've got the early recalls already taking place. Jensen has been stacking up his tier. Bjergsen well on his way to his Black Cleaver, actually. Even though Bjergsen didn't get the early kills this time around that he got on Urgot last time, he gets most CS in the game. 106 now, pushing in the lane constantly, trying to roam down to the bottom side, and both bottom lanes have recalled, so the Infernal might be started.
No flash, has the ult, could maybe revive, and they don't quite get the knock-up, though. That was the big thing that missed Blabber, unable to get that seismic shove.
Yeah.
And it means right away onto the bottom side, TSM going to grab an Infernal Drake.
Yeah, they were already heading to that Infernal with the double bottom lanes recalling, so TSM actually sneaked this one away, but
okay. Good smite.
yeah, good smite, and it was necessary. Sneaky, pretty close with that W. Top side, though, should be C9 pushing on the tower and whittling away at this health. First turret bonus gold is very real.
Yeah, puts in some damage, but this should still be a turret falling. They know they don't have to respect any ganks just yet.
Yeah.
Grid coming up, and they're actually going to back off. I'm a little surprised that C9 don't go over the turret kill, but time is on their side. That will go down next time a gank comes through and none of theirs are in threat.
All right, looks like TSM very happy then with the Infernal Drake they were able to get out of this trade. See if Cloud9 will actually be able to convert on the first tower bonus gold, though, to try and pay for that late game buff.
Been looking at the bottom side. Will there be a big play? Keep in mind, yes, he's got the ult to knock up. Big damage to Rudison. Look how fast it was. First blood in for Mithy, and now Zaze's got to be careful. Has a stun, but the Aftershock's gone. Might have to rely on his ultimate. When can the next route come through? Q, auto, E's going to come in, but he might just get dove. He's so low. Has to flash, but Sven, somebody heal. Headbutt. No, goes up in the air. But Zazel a bit healthy. 2 more autos. They get that kill. 2 for 0 in the bot side.
Talia's on the way, and there we've got,
he missed.
The blast going over the wall. Sven gonna go execute.
That'll get the kill to Alistair. The headbutt should have been in time. No, it is. That is an execute.
Sir, he ulted it, I believe. Maybe we can get the replay.
Oh, yeah, he did. He ulted it.
He ulted it, so no damage was dealt. Sven taunting them, but topside and mid lane.
Now Bjergsen's in a bad spot, trying to walk away. He will drop, but first turret gold. The low field was missed, I believe, entirely. As the top lane kill comes through, and Ignite is not enough to kill Grig. because C9 only got the 250 from the global gold.
Let's reverse that. So top side was TSM favorite. They got the kill here. Bottom side, they also were able to get the execute, but mid lane Cloud9 got it, and they're pushing as well as stealing away the red buff right now. Actually, he was countering Raptors instead. Blabber did, oh, he got that one too. So he counters Raptors and red, plus some damage on mid lane. And this game is just
We're gonna get 2 replays, Kobe, for the same 30 seconds.
Hit me with number 1 then.
Give me the split screen replay doubleheader.
Please don't.
Turning. Producer tells me, no, Freak, you're insane, and I agree.
I concur. On the bottom side though, Control Ward has been placed. Cloud9 once again, they're down. 2 kills in the bottom side. TSM actually make a move onto Rift Herald though, and there's no way that Cloud9 can get there in time. They had already used the Taliyah ultimate trying to trap Sven on the bottom side, so this should be their objective, and they're collapsing. It's 3,000 health, and they've got there just in time.
Okay, here comes the fight. Blabber wants in for this fight as well. Gonna be picked up on the red side, but Licorice gets the kill on a Grig.
Yeah, so they do kill off the Rift Herald, but C9 kill off the Sejuani and get some gold for themselves. That is going to fuel his Trinity Force, this top lane Heffron.
All right, looking for the next side of pressure then as Jensen walks in, but watch out, because Hans is coming around. Nowhere near in range. Phase rush and the move speed is in.
Actually, Licorice with the purple hands. That looks like he's got the Rift Herald too.
Oh, he does.
He got the kill. He got the Rift Herald as well.
All right, well, I take it all back. A massive Hecarim. The fight and the Herald picked up. That is actually pretty nicely done by C9.
All right, well, let's see what they can reset after this one. Another replay. Here's number 1 of those 2 you're talking about, Freak. This is TSM going for the tower dive. Even with Zeyzal going for the flash. Yeah, he ulted the headbutt, so no damage was dealt. Didn't walk into the range for the trample, and Sven knew that's why he was taunting. They're able to go execute afterwards. Here's the look at the top side play where Grig, good dodge there by Licorice, also gets out of the W zone, but even with dodging as much as he can, it doesn't matter. TSM still get off that kill. Bottom side, they did get the seismic shove here onto Bjergsen.
Wow, and that's a good kill. Look at all these picked up. Beautiful job. Science may have gone too far, but we got the replays. Good job. I love NALCS. As we can look back at the mid lane, I do want to point out again that there is about 700 gold or 600 gold left on the table, as Cloud9 were not in local range of the first turret gold, or that turret going down overall on the top side. So a lot missed out there. This game would be a little bit closer, or a little bit more, I should say, in C9's favor if they had been there. And Licorice didn't quite int for the extra gold.
All right,
maybe it was worth it.
So close in this game. World spot on the line. Rift Herald is activated in mid lane, and Cloud9 have 3 members, so they should be able to get this one easily. Bjergsen finishes the recall. We have not seen many teams push for 2 turrets, but Cloud9 have 5 people around mid. I think they should do it.
Now,
yes, protect the Rift Herald, finally. And now they're going for 2, should be able to get it.
So at least at half, Bjergsen's coming around.
Number coming.
And this could be the team fight. They're going to get Greg, and his Q is on cooldown. No flash either. No way out. 1 picked up. That was nicely done.
Again, Cloud9 do not hesitate on their engagements. Grig gets too close. Teams over and over have just been sleeping around Cloud9.
Yeah.
Not respecting the possible CC that comes out. So they do save their secondary turret there for TSM. But it comes at the cost of Grig's life, and now, actually, TSM going in!
The flash engaged in it too, looking for the re-hit now. It's gonna be good damage, but this could be fear beyond death for Bjergsen. Looking for his first target. Blabber's gonna flash away, still looking for that first kill, though as Hansa comes in as well. Hecarim, though, gonna find the fear, get the kill on his Sven. Bjergsen wants another one, he's gonna get Blabber. One out, but he can't find it, he wasn't low enough to execute. A single kill comes through, though, as Aatrox did knock down Sneaky, but 4 alive versus 3. This is better for Cloud9.
That was an insane collapse from C9. They got themselves out of such a bad situation and come out ahead in kills. TSM, it looked like Mithy had a great engagement with Rakan, but again, really good reactions from Blabber on the Taliyah specifically. Used his stopwatch, used his flash to get out of there. TSM, though, not done yet. And they're looking at Licorice.
Okay.
Grig.
1 versus 3, presses E. And he will not flee. He's gonna actually defend this turret for a few seconds. Doesn't even gain XP out of it, but team can
ult. It's available. Looks like he's gonna go for the recall though.
All right, they're gonna be fine. 30 gold to Zeyzal. And we have a 1,500 gold lead as we watch this fight in that jungle again.
That looks so good for TSM, but if you check the mini-map, they still had their jungler dead. So that was a 4v5 engage. And when Cloud9 teleport Licorice in, they just turn it right around. In the end, Haunter still can flash for Sneaky, and he just barely got the W drawback there. So Haunter does get the kill for TSM, but it came at a pretty big cost. Cloud9 back out onto the field, and they get the Mountain Drake for themselves.
That's a nice pickup there. Gives them more options to Baron Rush, and honestly, their comp's pretty good for it. Sneaky not too far away from Rageblade, I have to imagine, with those 2 assists. And I think he participated in a couple of those turret kills, at least with Global Gold. Should be getting farther and farther forward, and that's when it really turns on for Kai'Sa. Sending the squad up to the top side. Now TSM matching that in a sense, as the dual lanes are up there. Farm will be traded for now. Still only 1,000 gold game. Over the wall, just barely Mithy. He's going to stay fine.
1,000 and change gold lead for Cloud9. It's starting to creep in their favor. Licorice going for a 1v1 with Haunter, gets the better of it, but there's a turret for him to retreat to. Topside though, TSM want to mount some counterplay.
That's enough information they can get away from this one. Now Bjergsen's got to run, but Jensen's almost in range.
Urgot scuttling away.
Can he land the W? He's trying, and he's going to be back in a fog of war. But look at the damage coming through. Jensen finally gets that in a rampage. A 4-kill rise.
Oh, you know that people are going to be criticizing this Urgot from TSM in their World's Match Point game. But now, engagement from Grig.
Easy ult, knock up onto a very diggy Alistair. Trying to get a land though as well, sneaking a kite away. And they will maybe leave Zayzo. No, a good flash gets him out.
He does escape, and that means with the kill on the Bjergsen, C9 5v4 situation, they can get bottom side pretty effortlessly with this Trinity Force Hecarim, and Licorice will get some solo gold.
Now TSM starting to run out of rope here. C9 getting farther and farther ahead, almost 3,000 up. Grig,
oh, they want to go for it.
He's got to be careful, he's surrounded. But he's got threats on the top side. Sneaky's going to back off. Here comes Blabber.
Do they want to chase it? They have Talia and Rise.
Only 2 can get over the wall.
Teleport comes in though. TSM turning it. They have 4 people now. No, canceled.
And Licorice can't even match anyway. His TP is down. Blabber's still waiting. He's going to go for the knockback. Soon, waiting for the target. Licorice is behind them already. They pull back Mithy, and the ult for Sven flashing away, but they still got the fear into Grig. Can they get the chase down? 2 more hits. Yes, they do. 2 more kills for Cloud9, but they get the fear beyond dead. Then Bjergsen's on the board.
What a snipe from Bjergsen, just on the outside. Nobody from Cloud9 could get in front of it there, and he tags Licorice, trying to get some hope back for TSM. He finds a kill.
Okay, something on the board at least. 2.8k though. TSM have to claw back a lot right now. And Baron is on the plate. Grig is dead. C9 right now don't actually have great ward control over Baron, but after this reset, you imagine they will do that likely. Sneaky, a few hundred gold away from Rageblade, still needs a bit more till that comes online. That's going to be the big deal, I think, for him. The diving overall has been good for C9.
Yeah, it definitely has. Blabber does finish it off. And honestly, as important as it is for your Kai'Sa to scale up and get your items, so much of this game has been the double mages for C9. Jensen and Blabber, the guys with subs waiting to come in if they misplay, have not dropped a step. Both of them have played these skirmishes so well, no deaths on either of them. And let's look at Blabber setting this one up. Licorice coming in on the Hecarim to pick up the 2nd kill, but Bjergsen has his eye on that low health horsey.
Man, feels like he learned how to play pin the tail on the donkey, because he got right on the back end of him. Blindfolded, maybe in front.
Revenge
now
of the donkey!
Onto the The revenge of the donkey is not so good though. Grig walks away.
Could have been so good there.
That could have been amazing. Kobe, I appreciate the effort.
Doesn't happen though, and they dodge out the abilities. TSM though, so critical for them to reset right now. They have to go and spend their cash. Grig is so low, they can't fight this. C9, the flash is
over, trying to kill up Grig, but it's going to be Blabber dying for it. Way too aggressive. This re-engage will be massive. Jensen flashing away. Is there going to be the next fight though? Keep in mind, Grig is low. They're going in. The root comes in. They got off Mithy. He did have a flash, but couldn't press it in time. The pullback out of Jensen. He's got to be careful on that rise, or he could fall. The chase going in. TSM going to find a 3-hit headbutt pulverize, and that will be Bjergsen Jensen falling, but it's a trade kill. 2 for 1, TSM ahead, Sneaky and Jensen, the only ones alive, forced to run away, and Sven could be in range. He's got a red buff, he's gonna duel with Jensen. Dane on Dane, he's gonna get away.
Woo!
No deaths.
Are they done yet? They have vision of each other. Yeah, Jensen doesn't want any more part of that, and they're going to walk away at just a skirmish with minions pushed up at both turrets. Honestly, TSM though, look at how this one starts out. Brig, low health, does go away onto 20, but Blabber flashes into 4 people. Didn't have vision of the inside of the TSM jungle, which opened up the engagement opportunity, but then Mithy, he doesn't want to flash. He had time to flash away, but didn't see Rise coming right at him. Jensen got off the rune prison, but again, re-engagement option here. Zazel makes the call, triple knockup, and even though they burned down Bjergsen, Licorice and Zazel also going down there. It's hard to keep track of everybody dropping so quickly in the re-engagement, but TSM fighting with everything they have inside their own jungle to try and retake some form of control before Cloud9 can close the books on their summer season.
But TSM are keeping it close, fighting tooth and nail, only 2 kills down, only just that 3,000 gold separating. That is absolutely winnable. Every single game has been close enough for the first 25 minutes. Looking now, is Griggs gonna find himself a stun, the headbutt to keep him out. Will there be the re-engage? Zazel is gonna get hit up, good damage on him, still able to walk away, but Aftershock now on cooldown.
All right, with Griggs ultimate on cooldown, everything is up to Mithy on the recon to create the big play TSM need to get back in the game. Infernal Drake has actually been started up. Realm Warp going to Baron.
And it's going to be Hecarim trying to play to buy a bit of time. Running back towards the squad. It's going to be the race. And look how fast it is. The sprint for C9. They knock down Baron.
My God. TSM try to make a proactive move, but Cloud9 say that is the wrong one, buddy. They make the trade, and they're gonna keep this Baron's push alive. Oh, actually, no minion. Thought they had a minion to push with. They're gonna wait for them to come down mid lane. Actually, Wall goes out too to stop nothing.
They're gonna really try to make sure they can get more done here. I think they want to make sure they can get safely topside and not get caught.
Yeah, they wanted to stop off a TSM walking to mid lane, but TSM had all channeled their recalls to get back and defend, so they will be in place. But Cloud9 with the greatest trade of all time, able to get that Baron buff to push with now. And that Baron buff is what they want to translate into a Worlds qualification.
Greatest or worst trade, Kobe? Either way, C9 getting the better side of it, absolutely. TSM with double Infernal are going to have stats to back up on if they can stifle this Baron push, and many of these Baron pushes have been slowed down. At least TSM has something that's worth, well, actually just gold. It's stats, but they can make that a little bit closer.
You think back to Champ Select Freak, and we mentioned the utility that Cloud9 have in this Rise into Leah, and looking for them to elevate professional play to that next level and look for those creative plays. That's exactly what you're talking about. Rise Realm Warp allows you to pull that off so quickly. TSM definitely going to be face palming after that one. Let's see if they can fight their way out of it, though. Now they have to defend their base. They have to make sure their Nexus or their inhibitor turrets remain standing.
Yep.
For the next minute and 40 seconds to be able to have another say about it.
Well, Cloud9 certainly in the driver's seat, about to make their way to their 6th straight trip to the World Championship. They could stop TSM's streak at 7. C9, we've made it out of groups so many times. They've been successful, hoping to be with a new lineup this time around. Successful once again. Sneaky, the only remaining member from that first 2013 roster.
And as far as they've gone in Worlds, their work will not be done after winning the Gauntlet. They will just seed into the play-in stage where they will once again have to fight their way through. They should have confidence, though, because they had to do the same thing last year, and they didn't drop a game.
Yeah. Definitely has been a good look for them. They even made top 8. They were within a game of making semifinals last year, and they're within just this game of making it to Worlds yet again. TSM hoping to hold defense. A knockback onto Greg. Is this the fight? Not just yet. They're going to disengage.
So much pressure on Brig and Mithy, the guys who have had so much criticism during the summer, but now the power's in their hands. Can they find an opening onto a C9 carry?
Ball comes up. Oh, gotta watch out. He jumped forward in the squad, but they find the knockup, and the team is isolated. They've been feared in. That's one kill already. Smithy's gone, and Blabber buys some time. Wait for Hanser in the front line. Ulti on, pushed away. It's gonna time out, and he's very injured. Jensen walking in for damage as well. 5v4. Baron on for 10 seconds. Cloud9 can push with a single cannon minion.
Hanser tried to dunk Blabber there out of the stasis, but he mistimed it by a second, and they're not going to be able to get to Cloud9 inside the base. Inhibitor turret will fall.
That's going to inhibitor turret down. The inhibitor will likely drop as well, and they're going to realm warp down to the bottom side. It just doesn't knock it down, but they didn't get the whole team. They got to watch out for the re-engage. Sneaky could be found. It's going to be the slow, but not the knockup or the stun out of Grig.
They used everything in the last attempt top lane to go for an engagement, so no ults were available for TSM to make them pay. That is one inhibitor down, and Cloud9 will get the reset.
It is going to be them backing off right here. So an 8,000 gold difference, but it's battling against double Inferno Drake. The stats aren't quite as bad as the scoreboard shows you, but it's still an incredibly uphill, steep battle for TSM. They are almost about to be swept out of the regional qualifier.
They need to dig deep right now. If they can hold off and rely on their scaling with these double Infernal Drakes, land some follow-up CC with the Rakan and Sejuani engagement, the possibility is still there. Though very unlikely, and it's going to take a lot of work and coordination from the team.
We know the engage tools are good. Sejuani and Rakan both really excellent at finding those openings. You get someone down to a quarter, and Bjergsen can find that ultimate, flash into the team, get a 4-man fear. The tools are there. Sven very close to Infinity Edge, only a few hundred gold away. That would be a great power spike to have.
Straight up mid lane. Not a lot of time here. 30 seconds for this minion wave to get to the exposed inhibitor. TSM channeling recalls now. Hanser stuck around to finish off the turret though for the gold, and that might be enough time for Cloud9 to finish off this inhibitor turret.
They might just try. They know Hanser's late on the recall. They're walking in for some auto attacks, but TSM grouping around. There's no Baron buff on. A minute on the Drake, minute and a half on Baron. This is the siege for mid still. And it's 5-on-5, a big fear. Sneaky's got to be careful. They find the stun, but only onto one to the back line. That's going to be okay. Zeyzal in front, though, could be taking a lot of punishment, and Hanser buying a lot of time. 1-0. TSM opened that fight well.
What a huge play there for TSM. Just getting a single Cloud9 player down buys them more time, stalls out the game. This is 30 seconds on an Ocean Drake, a minute and 12 seconds on Baron spawning. Even though Zeyzal will be back up for some neutral objectives, the first step in TSM...
They see Hanser. He's going to Yomu's out of there. And he's got the dash, of course. He can always dodge Blabber's W.
All right, stage 2 here. Cloud9. Zeyzal back up in 7 seconds. He will want to head out to the middle of the map. TSM will be able to get another turret for themselves. That is now 3. They're getting a lot of gold back. Still at a high deficit, though. Cloud9 retain the upper hand, and they're trying to cut them off.
And they can see part of that TSM was running back. The reveal ends on Mythy, and they know 30 seconds is a lot of time. So Baron's not on the table just yet. Ocean Drake could be an easy steal.
Cloud9 can almost see that victory in the distance. They have so little work to finish it off.
Realm Warp to pick off Hanser. The wall's going to stop the rest of him. He dashes, but there is a flash, and he can't cast it. A shutdown goes through to Sneaky, and a 5v4 sets them up for map control.
Baron is on the table. The ping is in that direction. They just need to clear out these control wards. TSM heading over into a 4 versus 5. 40 seconds for Hanser to get back up. He does have teleport if they can stall until that moment, but Cloud9 looks like they're going to get the Baron. And
a hex
to finish.
Almost attempted. No one's going to steal it. Picked up cleanly. C9 get more on the map. 7,500 gold up. TSM only clearing waves.
This is it. The Baron empowered push for World's representation. Cloud9 grouping up around mid lane. TSM doing the same. There is no turret at this inhibitor for them to fight around, but not a lot of time for them to delay.
5 seconds on Hanser. That's going to be the inhib picked up. Double inhib down. Top is going to respawn fairly soon. And it's C9 looking at maybe a reset first. A trip towards the Ocean Drake.
With so much on the line, Cloud9 say patience is a virtue. They're going to take the scuttle. take the dragon off the table so that there are not a lot of answers for TSM. Even if they do make a mistake, they're trying to account for that and remove some of the possible rewards. Here's another look at the pick. Talia Wall, Rise, Realm Warp, and Flash all used because they know if they get the 5v4 advantage at this stage in the game, that means Baron.
And it meant the inhibitor as well, so now it's time for what could be the last siege in North America here. Cloud9 can close it out right now and make it their 6th straight trip to Worlds. TSM backs against the wall. Final recalls coming through. Xena taking a lot of time, actually. They have used the first minute and a half of Baron to kind of wait around. They got the inhib. They've done several resets, and there's top inhib back. So bot lane has a turret. Top lane respawning, mid freshly opened.
Licorice with the teleport can push up bottom lane while the rest of Cloud9 buff up the minions through mid and top side. They can transition to the exposed inhibitor. I would think with the 4 players, they would want to get the easy objective, but they might just want to force it through. Licorice is moving these minions right up to the turret.
What's C9's play? A lot of them standing on wards right now. They're taking a lot of time to grab everything, even the blue buff going over to Blabber here. And as they walk in mid, it's not much of a threat. They're not really going to go for Nexus turrets, but they are going to move the wave up, move with their squad. Yeah, it'll force TSM to sit and hit the wave. Licorice clears the minions, but they have to respect Hanser here. The whole squad is ready, 5 on 5 as Bjergsen clears out mid. Turret gets low, a stun on Zazel, pops the ultimate. No seismic shove just yet. Turret goes down almost. Ooh. And here comes the engage. Looking at Blabber, looking at Sneaky. A zone is permit the out. He goes, and he's gonna drop to the fear as Licorice comes into the backside. The resurrect for Hanser. Can he get away from this one? A stopwatch to buy some more time. They'll kill off Licorice. Bjergsen goes in for the fear. Gets 3. Looks for the re-engage. They almost knock down Zazel, but they don't quite do it. As more of TSM fall, it's 2 left alive. Down to just Bjergsen, watching his kingdom fall to ashes as Cloud9 will knock down the base. They wall him off. You're not allowed on this side. This one's for winners. Cloud9 3-0.
Place to finals is a great story, but Cloud9 will do you one better. 10th place to Worlds!
With 3 players who were rookies this year, they found the NA talent. They beat the imports. C9, with an incredible run this year, coach of the split, had the faith in the right players. And a 3-0 sweep at the end of the regional qualifier. 6 Worlds in a row for C9.
And now their focus turns to the play-in stage. 7-0 last year. And they will need to do the same again to join 100 Thieves and Team Liquid in the group stage.
Well, history getting made a lot.